Every year I add a handful of new patterns to my flat box, and this year one of those was the blowtorch, which is a Devin Olsen pattern, and I quickly found that there is a reason why this pattern is so popular. It works. To tie this pattern today, we're going to use a size 12 Fulling Mill jig style hook 5045, and it's a 1/8 tungsten gold bead slotted. And we're just going to start by making a few turns of lead wire around the hook shank and push that up under the bead. This is just for a little extra weight. We're going to use some Semperfli classic wax thread. This is 12/0 fluorescent orange. Beautiful vibrant colored thread. I'm going to attach that right behind the lead, make a few wraps over the lead just to kind of lock that in place. Take it back to the end of the hook. Next, we're going to tie in the tail that gives the pattern its name. This is some Glow Bright number 5 fluorescent fire orange. A really nice vibrant material. And you know, sometimes I will tie in this tail with orange Zelon, which isn't quite as vibrant, but if it's all you have on hand, it'll work in a pinch. Double that over. I've seen people use, 3, 4, 5 strands of this Glow Bright, and I always like to keep my tail pretty sparse, especially when I'm using the Glow Bright because it is so bright. I think the hint of bright color is better than just overdoing it, but I mean, overdoing it works too. I've seen these with a full bushy tail, and I'm sure they catch fish. Next, we're going to tie in a mono rib. And over that, we're going to use a strand of pearl flashabou. And for the body, we're going to use some Ice Dub Black Peacock. There can be some discrepancies and color shades across, the same brand, the same blend, and everything can just have. In this case of the Ice Dub, you can see the one has more green, whereas the other one has more black. And I'm not saying it's going to make a big difference with this pattern, or maybe even any pattern you fish, but if you're looking for consistency across all of your fly tying, then you want to try to match up the dubbings that you've always used with those new packages. And there's nothing wrong with taking a sample and sifting through the packages of dubbing on the rack until you find the one that matches what you've always been used to using. Next, we're going to wrap our flashabou. Then we're going to counter wrap with the mono rib. For the hackle, we're going to use CDC and natural dun color. Alright, to tie this feather in, I'm just going to grab it by the tips. I'm going to stroke those feathers backwards just to expose that tip here. Cut off the little tip and a little triangle like that. It'll just give us something to anchor to. Okay. We're going to be very careful with our hackle pliers and how much tension we actually put on these feathers because they can be brittle. Stroke our fibers backwards as we wrap this, and only is going to take a couple turns and we'll have a pretty solid hackle on there. That'll do it. Fibers backwards, create a little bit of a hot spot collar there. Lip finish. Next we're going to trim that tail, and I like to make it about 1 hook gap in length. There we go. I'm just going to break off some of the ends of these CDC just to shorten it just a hair. Now sometimes I will use Hungarian partridge for the hackle, and that works really well too. It's just a little bit of a different look, a little change up for the pattern, and it works really well. Tie these up in sizes 12 down to 16, add them to your fly box, and go catch some fish. Catch you next time.